Good morning. We have seen in Mark 2 that as Jesus' popularity grows, so does the opposition and their criticisms. They criticized him for claiming to forgive sins with the paralytic. Then they criticized him for eating and drinking with Levi and the tax collectors and the sinners. Now they have a new criticism, and we're in Mark chapter 2, verse 18. It says, the disciples of John and of the Pharisees were fasting. And then they came and said to him, why did the disciples of John and of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast? And Jesus said to them, can the friends of the bridegroom fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. But the days will come when the bridegroom will be taken away from them, and then they will fast in those days. No one sews a piece of unshrunken cloth on an old garment, or else the new piece will pull away from the old, and the tear was made worse. No one puts new wine into old wineskins, or else the new wine bursts the wineskins, the wine is spilled, and the wineskins are ruined. But new wine must be put into new wineskins. Here's the criticism. Why are your disciples and you not fasting? You know, all the religious people are fasting, but you're not. In fact, fasting was a religious custom of denying your flesh food so you could focus on the spiritual. But they're not fasting, so they don't look very religious or spiritual. Jesus answers their criticism with 3 short little stories. You wouldn't fast during the middle of a wedding when the bridegroom's still with you. A wedding is a time for celebration. It's time for eating and drinking. Fasting was the time for growing closer to God. And Jesus is God in the flesh with them. It just didn't fit the circumstance. And then he talks about putting a new piece of cloth on an old garment. That just doesn't make sense, because when you wash it, that new piece of cloth is going to shrink up and it's going to pull away from the old garment and make things worse. And you wouldn't want to put new wine into old wineskins, because when that wine begins to expand as it ferments, it's going to bust the old dried up wineskins. And so it just doesn't fit the circumstance. And Jesus didn't come to be just a patch for the old law and their old customs. Jesus came to bring a whole new covenant that was unlike the one he made with their fathers. Jeremiah talks about that. You know, Jesus didn't come to just be a patch to fill in something that's missing in our lives. Jesus came to bring us a brand new life, a new way of living. And if you're a disciple of Jesus, he is our life.